Welcome to Ford Fox College Hoops pregame, sponsored by Ford. Go further. Tonight, the 11th ranked Creighton Blue Jays, leaders in the Big East Conference, pay a visit to the Marquette Golden Eagles. A look at the standings in the Big East has Creighton on top at 11-2, tied with Villanova. Marquette tied with Xavier for third, just ahead of surging St. John's. Hi, everybody. Wayne Larrabee along with Bill Raftery. Great to have you with us. Big game for the Marquette Golden Eagles.
Oh, absolutely a monster game when it comes to building your resume, and I know you have quite a resume as well. The big thing, I think, for Buzz Williams, matchups. You know, run them off the three-point line. Do they play big or small? We'll see a lot of that tonight.
Well, it's the top scoring team against the top defensive team in the Big East Conference. The opening tip coming up in just 30 seconds. Welcome back to Milwaukee. Number 11 Creighton against Marquette. Doug McDermott leads the nation in scoring. Ethan Rogie leads this conference in three-point shooting. Marquette, well, you've got Derek Wilson, one of the top defensive players in the conference at the guard spot, and Juan Anderson up front can also D up. And they will have to against this high-scoring Creighton team. Mike Stewart, Jeffrey Anderson, Mike Eads, the officials. Creighton in the blue, Marquette in the gold. Great to have you with us for Big East basketball tonight in downtown Milwaukee. Mike Eads set to get us started, and we're underway.
Hey, wait, Larrabee, right now. Great news!
You know, I'm told that in Sochi, that is translated to mean game on.
Well, this should be a heck of a ball game, no question about it. Defensively, you see a lot of sloughing off the non-shooters by Creighton and helping on the box.
Jamil Wilson. Time winding down to the shot clock. Anderson's first salvo off the glass. This is Grant Gibbs.
And right away, the post up.
McDermott over the top. Way off on that one.
We have to replay that.
Wilson to contact. Yes, and a foul.
How about that? Good. Forceful use of the bounce. And that's what he does best. Derek Wilson attacks. Extraordinary. Take the hit. Just get your balance. A little kiss early in Milwaukee.
Austin Chapman picks up the foul, his first. Derek Wilson continuing a late season ascent. Career high 6 steals against Xavier Saturday here in Milwaukee.
Struggles on that free throw line.
He does.
Dangerous for a point guard, too.
This is Chapman.
Playing small and switching quickly on McBuckets. Automatic switching.
Good ball movement by Creighton.
Nice
There's
cut.
the cut. Yep. They're calling offensive foul.
Tell you what, that was a great look and even a better defensive maneuver.
Greg McDermott in his 4th season, 16th head basketball coach in Creighton basketball history. Spent 4 seasons as a head coach at Iowa State, also coached at Northern Iowa.
He's done a great job with this team and this program. His son doesn't hurt the cause either, obviously.
Not at all.
But there are other guys that can perform. Nice double, tough shot.
Tough shot, but off the front of the rim and in for Jamil Wilson.
Well, you can feel it with this team right now, Marquette. They know how important this ball game is.
They've won 3 in a row for the first time all season. The kick out Manigat.
Yeah, that's where they're tough. Gibbs, a great provider. Nice little dish. The perimeter guys can step in and knock them down.
Creighton, the leading three-point shooting team in the Big East. Just over 42% from the arc. Anderson slashing, nowhere to go. Wilson steps out.
Gibbs such a good rebounder, isn't he? 6'5", 6'6".
Gibbs played by Anderson.
McDermott really keeps busy, always screening, slipping, posting, and they're very good at getting it to him.
Wilson on him defensively. There's the skip to the opposite corner. Chapman off the mark. On the drive, Wilson.
He is excellent at getting to the 10.
Chapman right back for Creighton. Menegas again from distance.
Everybody loading up on McDermott. Others can kick it in.
He's a 44% three-point shooter. Creighton puts 4 shooters hitting better than 40% out of the arc.
He'll double down for Thomas. Excellent shooter. Big game against Xavier. Knocking those 6 threes down.
Xavier in his zone most of the day, and Thomas took advantage. Anderson off the mark there. The long rebound to Derek Wilson.
You can see they're not even guarding Wilson out on the perimeter.
Right.
They'll jam it in. Chapman in particular will create havoc on the box.
And Wilson, to his credit, is disciplined enough to either move the ball or take it off the bounce into the defense.
And he doesn't turn the ball over.
Exactly.
So that's the value. Nice pin down. Watch it.
Jake Thomas from distance for the first time tonight.
Tardy defense. Didn't get around the pin down.
Inside McBuckets. Doug McDermott's first 2 of the night.
He just moves around and provides opportunities on the offensive end consistently in different areas.
Jake Thomas, quick release for 2. Hit 6 out of 10 against Xavier on Saturday.
Seldom do you say for 2 with Thomas. It's usually the deep one.
92.5% of Thomas's shots come from downtown.
How about, speaking of downtown,
Rogge. A Rogge bomb from the outside.
See, it's almost like a box of one because one guy's got to be occupied on Rogge. It's 4 against 4. Look at the sloughing D.
Derek Wilson slithers in for 2 more. He has 6.
Yeah, Greg McDermott not really happy with Chapman's defense. Nice.
15:02 to go first half. Doug McDermott and company off to a slow start. Welcome back to Milwaukee. Jake Thomas still red hot tonight, 2 for 2 from the field. Saturday, a big day for the senior guard. 18 points, nailing 6 of 10 from three-point range in the Golden Eagles' 81-72 victory over Xavier on Saturday. Time for our Lexus playbook.
The big thing is how you defend. A nice little job here. We're going to bring him through. And Jake, the shake, and watch defensively on the pin down. Doesn't hug the hip. Goes to top side and pays dearly for it. You've got to get up on the catch, force this guy to put it on the deck. Terrific range, and when he is humming, they're a different team. Really lifts everybody else, don't you think?
No question. No question about it. Xavier forced to play zone on Saturday predominantly, Bill, due to foul trouble, as you know, and he took full advantage. But working at that shot, he was struggling earlier in the season. Hitting around 30%. He's up to 38% from distance now.
He was passing up shots, too, and that was part of the problem. But now he's playing confidently at the right time of the year.
Creighton 4 of 6 from the field. Marquette 6 of 9 in the early going.
His double high. One goes to the rim. One pops.
Rogge.
And that's
the screen by Gibbs.
That's the pop guy, and you're right. What a great setup by Gibbs.
Creighton by 1.
Rogge does a really good job checking out on the defensive end. Not a shot blocker, but solid.
And it looked like, yes, Jake Thomas just lost it off his shin.
There's that double high. You see the pop man here, Rogge, and then Gibbs makes sure nobody gets over the top, really giving it up on himself. What a solid contributor. Great competitor, Gibbs, and great teammate.
2 3-point field goals for Ethan Rogge. Of course, he burst on the national scene, hitting 9 trays, 7 in a row at Villanova earlier this season. Almost 6 minutes gone by first half.
Nice job by Wilson defensively.
Rogge again.
He's out. He's out. You just can't get out far enough, and that's a big move for Gardner to get out. And that's the concern why we mentioned at the Open about playing smaller, because you can't leave him alone.
3 for 3 from downtown, Ethan Rocky. Creighton enjoying a 4-point advantage. There's Wilson in the lane again, and we get a foul.
It might be Chapman again.
It is.
Yeah, his second one.
Buzz Williams in his 6th season. 137 and 64 overall, 67 of 35 in Big East play. Coached 1 year as the head coach down in New Orleans. Came up here under Tom Crean as an assistant, and then when Crean left for Indiana, Buzz Williams took over. What a job he's done.
They said Buzz who? They don't say that anymore.
Saturday Big East basketball presented by New York Life Insurance Company returns with a doubleheader. Xavier battles Georgetown, followed by St. John's taking on 9th-ranked Villanova. Coverage begins Saturday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. All part of Speed Weeks right here on Fox Sports 1.
Now Burton in the game, Wayne, and you'll probably see some physical play as he matches up against Big Mac. You had a body like this once, didn't you?
In my dreams, I still do.
Gotta be, well, you look pretty good. You're in good shape.
Brooks has come on for Creighton.
And that automatic switch, Mayo on McDermott. Now he's got the guy he wants. Step back, nice cut. Brooks.
Well done.
They just passed the ball beautifully. Unselfish.
Creighton by 5, biggest lead. Tipped out of bounds by Gibbs. It belongs to Marquette.
Just a real understanding of when to cut. You got your mismatch there, and then the dive to the rim, just making yourself available. Terrific recognition by this team, and the 18 assists a game. That's just incredible.
And tonight already, Ref, they have 7 hoops, 7 assists. 3 ball, not that time.
All right, Will got his hands caught trying to stick the big fella, Gardner.
It's the first on Artino. It is the 3rd on Creighton.
Devontae is such a valuable performer because he makes free throws coming down the stretch. And you had a great line. The best under the rim player.
Yeah, maybe the best under the rim player in the game.
You can slide the Daily News under his lips. The Saturday edition.
3 things to know about Devontae Gardner.
The Shaq, and why not?
SpongeBob, yeah.
I was watching that today myself.
Didn't know you were that big a fan. Devontae's made 21 of his last 22 free throw attempts.
He's such a pleasant young guy, and fortunately with that body too. Nice temperament, good teammate. They worked on this 3/4 court press. Burton loading up on McDermott. Big bad foul here by Burton. He just used his hip.
Yep.
A hip check and a beauty.
Backed him in, down low. First foul on Deontay Burton. It's the first on the team.
He didn't have to do that either. He's doing a good job defensively.
Chris Otule back into the ball game. Gardner leaves, and now Burton leaves as Jamil Wilson reports back on. Buzz Williams in recent weeks has gone to a much tighter rotation. Brooks on the drive against Thomas.
And that's what he does best. He's not afraid to take his guy. Good individual ability. Loves to use that 3-second lane to attack the 10.
So Thomas picks up his first, second on Marquette. And Devin Brooks goes to the free throw line. Junior college transfer, Iowa Western Community College. Tomorrow, the Budweiser Duel at Daytona will be under the lights. Best drivers in the world race for a starting spot at the Daytona 500. Coverage of the Budweiser Duel at Daytona begins tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox Sports 1.
And when you mentioned Buzz shorten the lineup a little bit, when you have a lot of similar players, you're always searching for that guy that night. And that's the reason, of course, now he's got a comfort zone. Pinned down, he can make this shot.
Wilson off the heel of the rim.
Zierden really had a good ball game against Villanova. Another guy that can make the deep shot. Ooh. And this is Gardner. Just Zierden is a tough kid. Taking on the big fella.
Gardner picks up his first, third on Marquette.
He just steamrolled him.
Isaiah Zierden, his dad, an assistant coach of the Washington Wizards. Don Zierden.
Got a chance to watch him play. He was, the All-Star break was out there to see his boy have a whale of a game. Brooks. Oh. See that? He gets a little too deep. Tries to do too much on occasion.
Derek Wilson. Jake Thomas. Swatted away by Artino.
Great reaction.
Jameel Wilson left it short, but was fouled by Will Artino.
Second, I believe. Well, the big fella looming large. You think he got an easy one? Where there's a will. Whoops, there's a rejection. Big fella up large.
January 20th, Ethan Wragge tied the Creighton school record with 9 3-pointers in a game in Creighton's rout of then 4th-ranked Villanova. Since then, last 6 games, just 9 treys. But tonight,
woo, you can't leave him alone. He's got size, range, confidence, stroke. You got to play him on the catch. They give it to him. He gets himself available. It's almost like a boxing one. You've got to headhunt and stay on him. He has an amazing ability to stick the deep one.
Wragge 3 for 3 from the field, all from distance. Now, we talked about Jake Thomas taking most of his shots from downtown. Ethan Wragge's exactly the same way. 96% of his shots are from beyond the arc.
They feel it's a violation if you go over the line.
They do, don't they?
These kids play with such confidence, and Creighton guys are willing to give it up. I think that's what makes them extraordinary.
Jameel Wilson at the free throw line, second leading scorer for Marquette at 12 points a game.
Now, when he plays well, too, we talk about Thomas making threes. There's a big upside. He elevates other people's contributions during the course of an evening.
1 out of 2 at the line. Marquette had been hitting it very well at the free throw line of late, but tonight they have struggled. Just breaking even, basically.
The danger of this three-quarter court press, you might get an open look for one of the good shooters. Good collapse and recover.
Wragge again. Bring it up.
You just can't cover him like that. You've got to hug him. Get inside that shirt.
8-point lead, 4 for 4 from downtown for Ethan Wragge.
He also has got size. If you have a smaller guy like Burton on him, he can plumb bob and drill him.
Jameel Wilson. Gibbs pried it loose to Brooks.
The crowd wanted something, a little toughness.
Brooks finds McDermott for 3.
Gibbs,
no, but a foul.
Gibbs gave him the screen again. Grant took a shot as well.
Mayo picked up the foul, trying to fight through that screen. His first and the 4th on the team.
Now you're going to be able to drive the ball eventually because they are closing out. And look at the job by Gibbs. I mean, offering up toughness on the rebound at the one end and giving his man a good, clean look.
You are watching Fox Sports 1, your exclusive home for the entire Big East tournament this year.
Now Gardner's got Wragge, so he's got to keep moving. Look at Gardner. Coach told me to hug you.
The problem that Wragge presents, he plays the center position, but he's not a traditional center. He's out at the arc. He takes your big away from the dish.
Absolutely. Look how far Gardner's got to come out on him.
And he's not used to playing out there.
And he should be able to get some offensive rebounds, too.
Good play by Wilson, doubling down on McDermott in the block. Knocked it out of bounds. The other thing about McDermott, such a good post-up player.
Very impressive. Gardner's on him now. An automatic switch on every exchange. Nice pass.
Got Thomas. They went right over the top from Gibbs.
Oh, that's what Gibbs does beautifully. So unselfish.
Here's Derek Wilson. Stopped by Raggi. Zierden. Manigat. Marquette dodged one there. Manigat got a clean look. He's hit a couple of trays tonight. Almost halfway through first half. 10-point lead for Creighton, biggest either way.
That's what they got to do. Go to the big guy.
Gardner kept it alive. Mayo, yes, and a foul.
Gibbs took another shot. Wow, he's having a tough night. I just think if Gardner gets the ball, a lot of good things happen. I know he didn't make that. Raggi should have bumped him out. Good defense, but once again, Gibbs, the activity of Big Mac is sensational. Take advantage of mismatches, you switch. They are tough posting up. They slip a lot of people in there, too.
So, 24-year-old Grant Gibbs has a seat on the bench. And at the free throw line, trying to complete a three-point play the old-fashioned way. Mayo, and he misses.
That sounded like an age bias comment. 24 on Grant.
No bias intended.
Right now, the acclaimed writer has a little blog home with the USA.
Certainly does. Tipped out of bounds by Derek Wilson on the pass to the corner by McDermott. Intended for Zierden.
They share it. That's what makes them a tough out.
And they're such a fun team to watch. You know, I know you study the tapes as I do. When you see a Creighton game, they're a lot of fun to watch. The tape kind of rolls by real fast.
You know, everybody feels they could play no matter what age with them because they're unselfish. They're always moving. The Gardner's got to be careful. He's chest bumping Raggi, and he's liable to get a small change foul. He already got one going through a pick.
Pass intended for McDermott. It's kicked out of bounds. Marquette, the Golden Eagles have their hands full covering these shooters on the floor for Creighton.
Now, Creighton's not even forward. They go deep. They don't want to force the issue on the inbounds. Here comes Raggi, pretty active with Gardner on him.
McDermott with the
hand.
left hand.
Either hand. Elevates. Takes advantage of size.
Thomas gives up 3 for 2. And the rebound snatched by the Blue Jays.
Ooh, got away with a little carry there.
Yes, he did.
And then I got
Dingman in the ball game. He came in.
Look at the mismatch on the box with McDermott. He knows.
Yeah, he had Derek Wilson. McDermott hits the deck. No calls here. And the rebound taken by Mayo. Running the break. In on his own. Stripped away.
Offense. He extended the arm. Crowd doesn't like it, but right there on the call, Mike Stewart.
Manigat came in defensively. Watch the play. There it is. Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little. That is the tendency. Mayo thought he was going to get that call. So did the house.
Creighton by 10.
Hansen in the game. A nice looking prospect. Of course, Dingman as well. They've developed a deeper bench.
Dingman to McDermott.
He can elevate if he wants.
Zierden open for 3. Long rebound. Hansen had it for a moment, and it's picked off the floor by Jamil Wilson.
They got a little small. Zierden, I think.
Sunday, the Daytona 500 returns to Fox as the world's best drivers compete in the Great American Race. Speed Weeks continues on Fox Sports 1 all week long, leading up to the Daytona 500 Sunday at noon Eastern, only on Fox.
See, the big thing when you play Creighton, if you've got to score, if you get any sort of a drought, I mean, they are aggressive. The mentality is to push the ball, get a high percentage shot quickly if it's there. If not, run some stuff. And it's deceptive how they defend, too, because they are so efficient offensively.
Zierden leaves. Devontae Gardner at the free throw line. Split his first 2 earlier tonight. Rattles in the first. He'll have another. Three-headed monster. This is where it's tough. All 3 of those guys capable from the outside. More so. But McDermott inside as well, he can wear you out.
And the third guy on this team is not the same guy each evening either. They've got other people who can contribute as well.
Gardner makes good on a pair. 8-point lead for the visiting Blue Jays. Three-quarter court pressure, coach.
Yep, trying to slow it a little bit. They're not going to give up that open look, which is smart, I think.
McDermott, played by Mayo.
And he knows where to go right away.
Looking to post.
And he can elevate now. He's got that step-back jack shot.
Menegaud jumped out by Wilson. This is Dingman with 10 to go on the shot clock.
Nice help.
The steal by Anderson. Coming from behind.
Very active.
Gardner trying to muscle one up. 7:56 to go, first half, timeout. Welcome back to Fox College Hoops presentation of Big East basketball, brought to you by New York Life Insurance Company. The game summary thus far, Creighton shooting it very well from the field. 10 of 16 shooting, and they're a tough cover defensively for the best defensive team in the Big East. Well, you know, Coach Rafter, you come to town occasionally, but you do have a favorite restaurant you go to. And the last time you were here, you were so disappointed they didn't have artwork on the walls of the room that you partook. So we showed up last night at that same establishment, and look what we've got.
This is graffiti.
And you even demanded dessert with a little bit of sugar on the top.
Well, I'm trying to give him a little style, a little biscotti, and Johnny V. But that is a true story. I said, Johnny, it's a barren wall. Yeah. That was embarrassing, though. That's not art. As I said, that's graffiti. But a fun evening.
Over at Moe's
It's
downtown.
tough on the road, folks. I mean, get to bed early,
Yes.
my notes, snuggle up.
Oh, yeah. You're wearing the rest of us out, for God's sakes. Creighton 10 of 16, as I said, 6 of 10 from downtown. Marquette 7 of 17.
They got to score. That's the big thing now.
Yep.
A little nickel dimer. I believe it was
Menegaud with his first. "17 fouls, that puts Mayo at the line.
Offensive performer. Thinks offense, good with the bounce, pull-up game.
Talking with Jerry Wainwright, one of Buzz Williams' assistants this afternoon. The thing he mentioned to us was this kid is so much improved. He's become kind of their clutch guy.
Down the stretch.
Yep.
You're absolutely right. He wants it, too.
And there are a lot of guys who don't want it down the stretch. 1 out of 2 at the line. Here's Grant Gibbs. Hansen. McDermott picked up by Jamil Wilson.
Oh, the other way. Hansen just extended the arm. Got the big guy right across the eyes. Hopefully he's okay, Gardner. Anytime you extend that arm, you see in the low post, and I think you got to let the ref know. That wasn't that vicious. You know what I love? They're not going to the monitor.
Not yet. Not yet.
Well, they saw what happened,
exactly.
Which is good. I think
that was not anything anywhere close to an intentional elbow anyway.
They're going to look at it. No? They're going to look at the monitor. I spoke.
Spoke too soon.
Wow.
You know,
I think Buzz asked for it, though.
Yeah.
You know, I saw him talking to the official. He may have felt it was
now let me ask
flagrant.
you. This is a situation where, you know, if contact is made above the neck, do they have to go review it, or is it up to them?
I think it's up to their discretion.
And can a coach then ask for a review and get one?
Well, what if it isn't flagrant? Should they take a timeout away like they do with football?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But I think Buzz did ask for this, and they're taking a look at it. That's just an open hand. Nothing. Now, that should be a quick decision. Be like fighting Mike Tyson. It's over fast.
Or Ali back in the day.
That's
right.
right.
You know, Sonny Liston up in Maine.
Oh, come on, guys. Just play.
You know, this does two things, and you were talking about how it can destroy the flow of a game.
Well, Jerry said that to us today.
Yes, Jerry Wainwright said that. But the other thing it does, though, it does give you a chance, an impromptu timeout to visit with your team to get something set up.
Particularly late in the game. There's Jerry.
There's Jerry, longtime head coach, many different stops along the way.
Wilmington, Richmond, and a heck of a success at those programs.
Oh,
and
yes.
Of course, at the Pole, just unable to really get it going the way he would have liked. But a wealth of knowledge and a great contributor to buzz to these guys.
So Marquette basketball. Coming up on 7.5 to go in this first half. Creighton 11-2, tied with Villanova atop the Big East. Marquette 7-5, tied with Xavier for third place. Burton registers across the lane.
How about that with the right hand, too? He is going to be like Pinkston, I think.
Yeah, you really like his upside.
I think next year he'll be more comfortable. I think conditioning will have improved. The level of play he has to compete against, he'll understand better.
5-point ball game.
He just gets a foul there. Burton grab it.
Against McDermott. That's the second on Burton. Gibbs on the inbounds. Brooks back in the lineup for Creighton. He's got it right now. McDermott the screen. Brooks from deep. Burton blocked out. McDermott all the way out beyond the free throw line extended.
Yeah, really solid job. I think you got to get Gardner some touches on the box.
Wilson, it's a screen from Gardner.
Going under, don't respect that outside shot.
Thomas.
He took a hit, too. Able to deliver.
7-0 run by Marquette. Golden Eagles are right back in it. Gibbs dealing baseline with a floater.
Well, he plays with such confidence. Not a flare. Just solid.
Sixth-year senior out of Marion, Iowa. Wilson. Burton the long rebound.
That's where you need your guards on those long rebounds.
Yep. As many three-point shots as teams shoot today.
I like this. Put Burton in there. But a good job by Gibbs getting him away from the box.
Burton way off on that shot. Here comes Brooks. In on his own.
He will be unabashed. A one-man fast break, wire to wire. Whew.
Wayne Larrabee, Bill Raftery back in Milwaukee. NCAA tournament bids. This game is all about the NCAA, about Marquette getting into this conversation where we do not list them yet.
They need this. This is a big game. RPI's at 74. Strength of schedules at 69. You can see above these four. But this would be a monster victory for them and be impressive to a committee.
And this, again, is one of the reasons why they're not quite in that conversation yet. But tonight, if they could pull out a win here at home against this 11th-ranked Creighton team, might get them into that conversation going down the stretch.
Buzz not happy with that inability to stop dribble drive the length of the floor. And they're looking at Gardner now with a good cushion.
Derek Wilson able to get it away. Here's Mayo. Nicely done.
Boy, he does a nice job on that pull-up game. The middle game. Who said kids don't have it anymore?
Crowd comes to life. Golden Eagles back to within 5. Zierden returns to the lineup for Creighton.
Nice job. What a back
good cut by Gibbs.
Look at the athleticism. How about the athleticism? Grant Gibbs. Who is that guy in blue wearing 10? Hops?
That's the guy in 4 in gold lost. Creighton looking to take control as we near halftime. 4.5 to go.
They are just so good without the ball, Creighton. You can't relax or sneak a peek. They read it, and you make you pay.
Gibbs again. In on Derek Wilson, and the foul.
How about Gibbs? For a man this age, this is impressive. Step and go. You don't expect an old-timer to read things. And how about this? Incredible. Hops. Extraordinary. Oh, that's great. He's so well-liked by his teammates, and they certainly missed him when he was out, particularly his passing ability and leadership.
Coming in is Dingman. Greg Gibbs. Favorite meal, mac and cheese with hot dogs. Now, of course.
Up with the music producer. I think he wants your job, by the way. Someday.
All right.
He has aspirations.
He's his major is journalism. Well, that means he won't qualify for my job.
Well, all the bright guys become play-by-play.
Yeah.
And then there are the rest of us.
Oh, yeah, right. Here's Burton. Nicely done. And they needed that. Freshman has given them a lift. Zeroed it.
Oh, you got to play him.
Rogge, that's his first miss.
Oh, talk about strength. Javon Pinkston from Villanova has that ability around the rim. Attack, use that body, and finish.
Coming up the half, we'll get you set for our second game. Number 4, Arizona at Utah. Can the one-time number 1 team get their offense back in sync? Plus, the current number 1 team, Syracuse, in a tight one with Boston College. Highlights coming up. Now back to Wayne and the biscotti-loving Bill Raftery in Milwaukee.
All right, thank you, Rob. 35-29. Number 11, Creighton on top of Marquette. The AP top 10, Syracuse and Florida, both in action tonight. Wichita State undefeated. Arizona maybe feeling the effects of the loss of depth they've got. Villanova had to go double overtime to win on the road at Providence. We'll see them against St. John's on Saturday here on Fox.
And that's a big
Sports
game.
1.
Just like Marquette's big game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big game for St. John's on the weekend. Rob killing me over the biscotti. I'm trying to give that guy a little style.
I tell you.
He's used to hitting the beach. And
I think there's some jealousy there. I think he wanted to be with us.
Very much so.
Yeah.
These days we'll get him out.
Marquette 11 of 24 from the field, just 1 of 6 from distance.
Nice duck in by Burton, but the ball doesn't arrive. And Gibbs fighting. Oh, they're going to give it to Gibbs. I tell you, Burton has some broad shoulders.
Yes, he does. That's the second on Gibbs. Double bonus, as that's the 10th team foul on Creighton.
And that hurts. They're going to have to take him out now with 3 to go. You play Marquette, they're going to guard you, and they're going to compete.
Yep.
This is the end of the floor where they do have some struggles and droughts.
Burton makes good on the first. Marquette at the free throw line, just 7 of 13 tonight. In their last 2 games, they hit 88.5% of their free throw shots, and 2 right there by Burton. Marquette back to within 4.
Nice solid run by Marquette. There's that double high.
Dingman gets the step. Oh, and waiting for him was Derek Wilson. Offensive foul.
Committed too early. And Buzz's guys are ready. Here's the clear out. And there before they take it to the rim. Good, solid play defensively. You think you have an opening, got to be under control, maybe back dribble. Just terrific effort and concentration. And weak side, attention to detail.
Coming up on 3 minutes to go, first half. Derek Eric Wilson out front. Burton carried the ball.
That's the disadvantage. I mean, playing a smaller guy, he's much more comfortable down on the block. Gets a quick exit, a cameo.
3 turnovers now for Marquette. They came into the game averaging just under 12 turnovers per contest. Creighton is #1 in the Big East. Just 10 turnovers per game.
Taylor on the floor now. Jerry Dillon's in good health now. Struggled a little. Good offensive rebounder.
Manigat played by Thomas.
They're doing a nice job with their hands, Marquette.
And the steal by Jamil Wilson. 5 turnovers. Creighton.
McDermott can really slough off. He's got Wilson. Now they switch back. He's on Taylor.
Wilson off the screen. Off the bounce. Brooks up high for the board. Blue Jays on the run.
Nice use of the floor. That's just great. Spread, great understanding. Whew. So efficient.
7 3-point field goals for Creighton. 3 by Manigat, 4 by Rogge. None yet by the nation's leading scorer, Doug McDermott.
Well, you try and tell people there's more than just Doug on this team.
Yep.
They all know how to play.
Wilson from the outside for 3, comes up short. This is Brooks.
Getting out of rhythm on the offensive end. Nobody under the rim. It's got to go, or he would be in trouble.
8 points off the bench for the junior college transfer, Devin Brooks. Creighton back on top by 9, and we get a whistle down low.
Rogge, right, trying to do a job, but there's that cross screen. Keep active. That's what makes him so tough. Solid. It ends with that turnover. Wilson with great footwork, but cross court look. This is just gorgeous basketball. I think you can't cover them all. They spread you, and impact is extraordinary.
They stretch your defense sideline to sideline.
Absolutely.
Chris O'Toole at the free throw line makes good on his first. Grant Gibbs is not the only 6th-year senior on the floor tonight. Chris O'Toole is a 6th-year senior as well. Was recruited by Tom Crean.
They're older than some of the professors.
Yes, right. Some of these players have tenure.
What is good, though, is they're getting future degrees and taking advantage of a nice pass and one.
Rolled out on McDermott, but he'll go to the line. Saturday, the UCF returns to Fox Sports 1 with UFC 170 prelims as Alexa Davis takes on Jessica Eye, plus other epic bouts. It all begins with the pre-fight show, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here. And it's all a part of Speed Weeks, right here on Fox Sports 1.
Quiet half really attributed to excellent team defense by Marquette. McDermott still keeps moving, puts pressure on you. And he's not a decoy, but he does help others by their concentration.
McDermott with 5 points in the ball game. I'll make it 7. Second is good. He has 8. 7-time Big East Player of the Week, Doug McDermott. Back into the lineup now comes Jeffrey Roselle. 7-footer out of Plano, Texas, just a sophomore.
Sorry, Wayne, Greg does this a lot. He'll save him, particularly for TV time, and for this case, not to get the second foul. And if they get a ball and a dead ball, if they get the ball with a dead ball, he'll be back in.
10-point lead for the Blue Jays. Wilson met by Roselle. Back tap rebound to Burton.
Nice poise there by Marquette.
Jamil Wilson. Yes, and a foul.
Roselle's just not quick enough to contain him. Going left, we see him space out for jump shots, but here, the ability to put it on the deck and create a little body rub and count it. Terrific talent, I think. That's extraordinary. That size and the dexterity. So nimble around the rim as well.
Bill, one of the most versatile players in the Big East.
No question about it. And really early in the year, they needed him to just be raising the level of others, and that was part of the dilemma. Not that he wasn't trying, it's just the impact was not quite what they all expected or wanted.
Well, he played a lot of point guard early in the year.
Well, he was the backup point, you're right.
Completes a three-point play. Marquette back to within 7 as we near halftime. Rob Stone and Austin Crozier standing by in the studio in Los Angeles. Get you caught up to date on what's happening around college basketball. Quick timeout. Buzz Williams, teaching moment.
And of course, Coach Mack gets his son back in the ballgame for this last effort at the other end.
Top 5 conferences by RPI ranking. Big East just ahead of the ACC. Close on the heels of the Pac-12.
That's going to be wide open this year, don't you think?
I think so, yeah.
Everybody will be speculating who can win.
You know, Syracuse really like them. I mean, you know, Arizona's got a nice team, but they don't have enough outside shooting, and depth is a problem for them. Everybody's got kind of an Achilles heel. A team that's not in the top 10 right now, Michigan State, if and when they ever get healthy, Bill, has a chance to make a run.
Plenty of time left to gather yourself. Harking back to Connecticut a few years ago, you remember? Just ran the table in the tournament.
Just got
Kemba Walker carried him to the promised land.
Won the regional out in Anaheim that year, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right.
About a 2-second differential. Game clock to shot clock. McDermott with 10 to go.
Back screen to get him to the box.
Manigat. The long rebound picked off by Wilson.
Got a chance. Shoot it.
Good if it goes. Derek Wilson off the glass as the first half comes to an end. Creighton led by as many as 10 3 times in the game. The end of the first half. Blue Jays 42, Marquette 35. You're watching Fox Sports 1, the exclusive home of the Big East Tournament. We'll send you to Rob Stone and Austin Crozier in Los Angeles after this.
Ethan Wragge lighting it up for the Blue Jays. 4 for 4 from beyond the arc. Creighton up 42-35 at the break. Welcome inside our halftime studio. Rob Stone, Austin Crozier with you. Wragge, after that coming out party, as you'd like to describe it, at Villanova in late January, it's been relatively quiet until tonight. Why is he hurting Marquette so easily?
Well, they're not staying attached to him. As you mentioned, he had 9 threes in that game against Villanova. In the 6 games after that, he's only had a total of 9. Defenses are really keeping one guy dedicated to Wragge, basically playing a box and one against him. But here tonight, against Marquette, he has just gotten loose. The defenders have to close all the way out to him. As Gus Johnson said, he has in the gym range, and you can't forget about him. His ability to spread the floor. 12 points in this game was huge in the first half, early on in the first half.
Doug McDermott, only 4 field goals attempts, just 8 points.
12 of their 15 field goals are assisted. I mean, it's just an amazing offense.
It's a beautiful
And Marquette's a very good defensive team.
One of the tops in the conference, one of the best home teams in the conference as well. A little bit.
We welcome you back with a little Bruce Springsteen. Creighton leading it by 7 at halftime. Wayne Larrivee, Bill Raftery. You know, the efficiency of Creighton and the pick your poison proposition they present you with each night was on evidence tonight.
And they move the ball so well, they find the open shooter, and certainly the deep range, extraordinary. Drive, kick, able to get some nylon twice and then ring the bell. Wragge, long range, sharp shooter. Beautiful stroke. And Big Mac, a quiet night for him. Nice little post-up left with all the different looks they've given him defensively. They played him big. They played him small. They played him rough. They three-quartered, they fronted, and it's really been a problem. But others and their ability to assist, you can see solid play by these three.
Meanwhile, offensively, can Marquette step up? They'll have to get production from this trio right here, especially the man on the left, Devontae Gardner, officially just one shot attempt in that first half. His 3 points came to the free throw line. The shooting for Creighton, very good.
That was 63%, just utterly amazing. No offensive rebounds. They pretty much concede, get back defensively, don't give you opportunities. Marquette right now needs a very solid start. Both ends of the floor. Dermott will keep moving. They'll get him the ball a lot. Tough shot, just like you opened the game. Rushed it a little bit.
McDermott well off the mark there.
Nice little play to get him a look, though. He must know the dad. Or vice versa.
Jake Thomas. Marquette with Mayo, Jamil Wilson, Jake Thomas, Derek Wilson, and Deonte Burton on the floor to start this second half.
Now, I think Mayo obviously gives it a great offensive ability.
Time winding down to the shot clock, traveling the call on Wilson. Fourth turnover for Marquette. Not the way that man wanted to open the second half. Meanwhile, for Creighton, Austin Chapman, the point guard, with the ball right now. Gibbs, McDermott, Maniga, and Rocky on the floor.
McDermott wide open on the box if they want it. Charge. Once again, the right spot, Thomas.
Second time tonight, Bill. Thomas has drawn an offensive foul.
He's hurting a little bit, too. He took a shot.
Chapman's third.
One of those great attitude kids, too.
So Chapman has a seat on the bench. And quickly into the game in the outset of the second half is Devin Brooks. Ooh, closeout by Maniga. Got too much of Thomas. The foul.
A little nickel dimer for the second one, I believe.
Yep, his second on the team.
Somebody's got to take it out, guys. It's one of those rules. It's tough to get used to.
You know, just the basics of the game. Somebody has to trigger it in.
It takes a while at this level. A nice little spin out and pin down.
Burton backing Rocky. Tough shot.
Steps. Good play.
Yep. Derek Wilson could not keep his footing.
But they are being physical. You like that. Marquette being really aggressive.
You know, I thought it was interesting in our conversation with Greg McDermott, the coach of Creighton, earlier today. He said, you know, he feels that the play in this league is pretty physical, and that's something that the teams that out of this league that go on to the NCAA will have to adjust to. McDermott comes up short there.
Nice shot by Brooks with the slap back.
In the NCAA tournament, you can't be as aggressive defensively. On the drive, McDermott.
He's got to keep active. That's him at his best. But you're right. They call him closely to go the other way with Burton. Yep. Burton took his guy out. Raggi heads up play. And this is just movement without the basketball. They keep that middle open so he can dominate. Pretty. Just a little brush screen and nice attack.
Boy, you know, if you just watch him when he doesn't have the ball, the things he does, it's amazing.
A lot of activity. John Havlicek reminds you of that a little bit.
Well, me, I go back to my childhood watching Bill Bradley for the Knicks. 2 minutes gone by, second half. This is Gibbs. Raggi sets the screen, onto the pick and pop to McDermott instead.
And I'm forgetting no. Okay, we give it Wilson. I thought Burt was going to get it
I did too, yeah.
For the help.
Jamil Wilson picks up his first. That would have been the fourth on Deonte Burton. And Buzz needs Deonte Burton's offense in this game. It's obvious they've got to score.
Ball screen slip. He's great at that. And a push.
Fall away short, but a foul. And again, it's on Jamil Wilson, his second in the last, 10, 15 seconds.
See, these Creighton kids are smart. You see them rush over to pick up their star. They know where their bread is buttered.
Yes, indeed. That's the meal ticket.
He doesn't act like that, though. Just a nice, humble, but this is all pace, timing, when to go.
I didn't see a lot of contact there.
I think the fans agreed with you.
I think Doug accentuated it, which is good. I mean, that's part of...
Well, you're in an NBA arena, and certain talents get the benefit.
Back into the game comes Devontae Gardner, and he gets Burton. McDermott is 90% from the free throw line. Best in the Big East.
It's interesting having his dad talk about his high school days. It didn't start his junior year, he was telling us, you know?
Didn't have his growth spurt till late.
And then he grew a little bit later. The rest is history.
Biggest lead for Creighton tonight, 11 points.
Automatic switch, Gibbs.
Mayo on the bounce.
Step back.
Nicely done.
Well done.
So good in the medium range, as you pointed out in the first half. Todd Mayo.
Boy, that gives you a nice cushion, a little spread from the defender.
Manigat.
And look, they get right back. All the blue shirts, they don't give you quick opportunities, make you work in the half court.
Wilson on the clock. Jamil has 8. 4 unanswered now for Marquette.
And the big fella Gardner just screened it out, let him go to the rim.
Raggi. Wilson the rebound. Nice pass inside Gardner. Woo!
What a tough angle for that delivery. You really got to be on the high side defensively.
You talk about threading the needle on a pass. And that gets this crowd back into the game. 6 straight points by Marquette.
Pick and pop, they got the mismatch they want now.
McDermott, and they've got a foul on the floor.
You mentioned the crowd in the game because of solid basketball. Step back, Jack, a little space, and the delivery. And here you can just see the occupying of Raggi enables Wilson to get to the rim. And this is just a tough angle. Raggi never got on that high side. It'll be up the lane a little bit when you guard the guy in the box area.
Jake Thomas picked up his 2nd personal foul. Already the 4th on Marquette here in the second half. Brooks. Creighton a little cold here to start the second half. Mayo for 3. That would have brought the roof down. Brooks running the break. McDermott.
Wow. And Brooks made up for that quick jack at the other end. Wisely, great decision.
First triple of the night for McDermott, 15 in the ball game, and Creighton leads by 8.
They're great finding him in transition.
Mayo.
Nice
Slapped
hands.
away by Raggi. Brooks. McDermott jammed, and a foul, and it's going to be on Wilson. It is the 3rd on Jamil Wilson.
He's a little confident right now. The open transition trade by the big fella. He's out right now. That stroke, money, and he'll earn some.
Bob Stone in studio, a pair of game breaks. Number 2, Florida. Up 2 on Auburn, and the Tigers throw it away with 19 seconds left. Florida hits their free throws. They win their program best 18th straight. Number 1, Syracuse at home, down 3. You want it in the hands of Trevor Cooney. He's got it. He lofts it and misses. BC's first win versus the number 1 since '09. Wayne Bill, wild night in college hoops.
Wow. My goodness. Meanwhile,
Shocking.
Syracuse, take a look. They've been on the verge, Raph.
They sure have, and BC struggling all year long. Saw them early against Providence. What a win.
And look at that at Duke on Saturday. Duke Duke's got a busy week. They have to make up that game to North Carolina.
I'd say Duke is, I think, coming around. Not that they've been away. That is a team that will have to be reckoned with come NCAA time, I'll tell you.
McDermott has all 7 Creighton points in the second half. The Blue Jays lead is 8.
McDermott playing with a lot more confidence. Their timing's better.
Rogge screens.
Pick and pop, always busy. Got the mismatch he wants.
8 to go on the shot clock. Manigat 3 with Wilson closing.
Good job by Wilson.
Derek Wilson, the point guard, sets it up.
Last trip, Dirk was really solid.
Jake Thomas. Mayo. Short-armed it. McDermott the rebound.
This is where they're dangerous in the early.
6 minutes gone by, second half. Dougie McBuckets.
And you close out, he's got that ability to put it on the deck.
He scored Creighton's last 11 points. And Wilson inside, blocked on the retry by Gibbs.
How about Gibbs? The hops on the dunk and the block. Some career marks, but busy discard, solid play by Wilson. And right here, you close out. You don't have good balance. The blue by. And Gibbs is showing you it all. Great elevation.
Derek Wilson's reload knocked out of bounds and last touched by Marquette. McDermott is the only Blue Jay to score in the last 7.5 minutes of this game. Artino now in the ball game for Creighton. Gets the step on Gardner, and Gardner walling him off all the way, gets called for the foul.
Now he is deceptive, Will Artino. He's very good with his footwork in the box area. Was probably a little puzzled and distraught, not able to contain, and you could see the athleticism there. Put it on the deck, see him do some nice things. They lob to him as well.
Here's a look at his work this season. Artino yet to score. Saturday, Fox College Hoops returns as UAB takes on Charlotte with coverage beginning at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And it's all a part of Speed Weeks right here on Fox Sports 1.
The last 8 games, Artino has really stepped it up. Rebounding, scoring.
And he gets a pair. 7-0 run for Creighton. Biggest lead, 12 points. Still over 13.5 minutes to go in the game.
Now you really got to be able to ring the bell when you play Creighton, and that's the problem for Marquette.
Yep.
Not a lot of offensive answers of late.
Marquette held Creighton to 67 points in the Big East opener New Year's Eve in Omaha.
Automatic switch. Zierden gets the little small change.
First on Zierden, third on the team.
A little caustic response in Milwaukee. I didn't think they were like that in the Midwest. But everybody in this city knows you. You know, I know you've been doing this for a long time, but I would think the Packers are part of that reason, would you?
Burton on the reverse through contact and the foul. Did they get Artino on that blow by?
They have.
Yep. Artino's third personal. So his minutes have been limited by foul difficulty. I mentioned Marquette held Creighton under 70 points. Only 7 times this season have the Blue Jays been under 70 points in a game. But the problem in that game at Omaha, Marquette had just 49. There speaks volumes for what you just mentioned a moment ago. The problem in this game is not defensively so much for Marquette. It is scoring enough points offensively to hang with these guys.
And that's why I think he stuck Burton in there, get him on the box, at least get to the free throw line.
And the freshman makes a pair. Last two games, Deonte Burton played just 9 minutes of the two games combined. He's had a much bigger role in this game tonight. 10-point lead for the 11th-ranked Blue Jays.
A lot of guys can handle, a lot of good decision makers on the floor, and they get the bang by Gardner. But all of a sudden, it's Dougie McBuckets, the explosion to the rim, the ability to gather and deliver, put it on the deck on a bad closeout. You just got to play all 40 against this kid. He really relishes the opportunity to be awfully tough on that offensive end.
6 of 9 from the field. He had a quiet 8 points at halftime. Did McDermott.
They mentioned quiet 8 points. I can remember talking to Michael Jordan years ago, you know, getting 30 points a night. He said it's easy, you just get 8 a quarter.
Right. Just 8 a quarter. In the house tonight is his running mate, Scottie Pippen.
Yes,
those great Bulls teams.
Well, they both could guard too, couldn't they?
Yeah.
When you did the games in those days, we always think offense, but boy, they could shut people down.
Oh, indeed. That's how they won those championships.
Nice quick pin down. And
Thomas,
a foul.
no, but a foul. Zierden late in getting there, picks up his second personal. 5 on the team.
Tough to go straight up as you're coming around a pin down. Your momentum carries you forward. We mentioned Jake's ability. Sticks those numbers from deep.
3 things to know on Jake Thomas. Chicken Alfredo. Country music. Could be a teacher someday.
He was telling us also about watching the assistant coaches and the head coach at Marquette. He's not sure he wants to coach because it's so demanding time-wise. He said he never realized the all-out, all-day effort all week. I mean, that's...
You know, I always wanted to be a teacher, Bill, until I got to high school and realized what we were doing to teachers. I said, I'm going to find something else.
You made them pay. Raggi on the floor, well-rested. Nice slid by Artino and a nice look by
Good
Brooks.
look by Brooks, yep.
More than babbling.
The clinic has begun for Creighton. They needed that.
Wow. That's nice. 1 for 5 from deep, and that was a long jumper at 44%.
Contact.
I think Burton. Let's see.
It looks like Burton on the call. Yep.
That's number 4 then, isn't it?
It's his 4th. 8th on the team.
Mike Broker there. Associate AD sitting alongside Buzz. They know how meaningful this game is.
So Burton has to leave. Jamil Wilson back in. Chris O'Toole and Juan Anderson come in. Veritable line change. Raggi makes the first free throw. He started out hot early in this ball game. Hit his first 4 shots from the field, all from downtown.
You got to pay attention to him. When he comes out of the gate like that, talk about spread offense, her ability to reverse the ball, go over the top with a skip pass.
Creighton is now 12 of 13 from the free throw line. The lead again is double digits.
Matt gets that blow before the TV timeout.
Kickball stays with Marquette.
Creighton stays at home. They're real solid man-to-man principles. Slough, saw them going through their scouting report today as how they wanted to play different guys, how to guard the post. They have not doubled, which is something they will do because they've shaded beautifully.
Under 12 to go in the game.
Forced him to use a lot of clock right now.
Anderson not a threat at the arc. He is in there.
Plays with a lot of energy, Juan.
Marquette back to within 9. Brooks. Tough shot indeed.
And a bailout, really.
When we come back, Selection Committee Chairman Bill Raftery. After these messages. Welcome back to Fox College Hoops presentation of Big East basketball, brought to you by New York Life Insurance Company. Our score, Creighton on top of Marquette by 9, 11 and a half to go in the game. All right, let's take a look at 3 candidates for the NCAA tournament. And Bill, you're the selection committee. Of these 3, considering these virtues of these teams, who gets in?
Our producer, Steve Shear, he needs help, first of all. We patented this. He's making a lot of money on these deals. I would go with strength of schedule.
All right.
16 and 10, the third over there on the right.
On the right.
7-6, 51.
What about St. John's coming on?
They need, well, they are coming on. I'm not in the committee room, though. I don't have these secrets. I think they locked up Shear there during the summer.
You mean when nothing was being decided?
Right. Yeah. There is a lot of work, though. They go to games. They work diligently at it.
First free throw miss in the second half by Creighton. They were 8 for 8. Devin Brooks at the free throw line. Giving them a nice lift off the bench, especially in the first half. Missed them both.
Empty trip. Where are you going to go right now? That's the thing.
I was going to ask you, is this where Marquette has to start its run?
Yeah, Mayo's got, I think, to be the guy to step up a little bit.
Here he is. Tulane leaned in. We're going the other way.
He doesn't possess a lot of great inside moves, so he begs for the ball great. And right now he just puts that shoulder down, and Raggi just walls up. Easy call for the officials. Power. Correct position and great read. Again,
over 11 minutes to go in this game, but Bill, you get the feeling they can't give up possessions like that.
No.
And again, look at the spacing that this Creighton team gets offensively.
Now that's because you've got a guard. There's so many threats on the perimeter. They got a little matchup look? No. Automatic switching.
10 to go on the shot clock. Here's Chapman.
They leave
Everybody
the ball.
left him.
Oh, you never leave the ball. A sweet little kiss.
Mayo trying to get it back in a hurry, but the Blue Jays back quickly on defense.
Now that's the foul. Raggi in the low post. But this is you just mentioned the spread and the threats. You leave the basketball because you're worried about other guys making a three. Interesting. Just so many weapons out there. And a breakdown.
They mess with you, don't they?
Oh, they do.
Raggi's second personal foul a moment ago.
Put you in difficult spots.
Jake Thomas raises. Tough rebound. O'Toole unable to make it go.
Wow, gotta finish that one.
Chapman. Almost halfway through second half. Creighton by 11.
A little old-fashioned weave, hit the pinch post, the back screen by Raggi. And they had Gibbs free if they hadn't fouled. What a terrific design play. He loves to put things in that offensive set, Greg.
Third foul on Grant Gibbs. Mayo.
You had mentioned he can light him up quickly.
9 for Mayo. And again, the lead Down to 9 for Creighton. Here's Gibbs.
I don't know if O'Toole can stay on Raggi that far from the rim.
Rough play in the post. Mayo trying to hold off McDermott, and he's called for the foul. It is his third. Big East standings. Marquette needs a signature win. They already have 10 losses this season. They need a top 20 win. Meanwhile, Creighton, with a win, recaptures first place, sole possession of first place over Villanova.
Now, this is a signature game for Marquette.
Don't forget, if you're thinking tiebreakers, Creighton has beaten Villanova twice this season. And by what, 28 in one game, 25 in the other.
And talking to Greg, I like his humility too. He said, in some ways they don't match up with us. And they didn't say, hey, we were playing great and we did everything terrific. And just their ability size-wise to go inside took advantage the other way.
Offensive foul, Derek Wilson. Excellent play, Austin Chapman.
Well, the crowd's getting angry, but poise is necessary. Right here, you can be moving your feet, but you can't lower the shoulder and ram a guy.
Third personal foul on Derek Wilson. Foul difficulty becoming a factor now for Marquette.
Not a good play. The press work. Give it up.
The steal by Wilson. Jamil unable to finish. O'Toole does. And one.
Playing angry right now. The press by Buzz. Effective. And just too long a pass without any heat on it. Unnecessary. And O'Toole, whose game is around that rim, number 42 into your frame, aggressive, able to convert, and maybe a chance for three.
Maniga, his third personal foul. O'Toole, not a good free throw shooter. And not because he missed that one free throw. Under 9 to go in the game. Creighton playing on an 8-point cushion.
Oh, they got McDermott, I think. Nice play by Thomas.
Yep.
Got up and under him, and he's smiling because, actually he was so far under him, I don't think he saw him.
Only the second foul on McDermott, but it is the 19th foul. And this crowd is re-engaged.
Cross screen to get O'Toole to the box.
Derek Wilson. O'Toole. Nicely done.
Nice pass by Wilson, too.
And it's a 6-point game.
Here's a little giveaway by O'Toole because he's tired.
Second on O'Toole.
A lot of matchup zone that they're running. That's some pass cross court. Two, the pass that led to the pass that led to the completion.
The problem now, Creighton is in the double bonus. They are second in the league in free throw shooting at 76%, and Ethan Raggi makes good on his first, and he has another. The lumberjack.
Not too many people have an evening like that, do they? Yeah, they all showed up with the plant shirts.
And the beards.
And the overalls,
yeah,
right?
They brought the beards as well.
Nice cover there by Raggi.
Jamil Wilson slipped, got it over the front of the rim.
If you're not shooting the ball well, attack. Good play. Benjamin.
Gibbs. Chased by 2.
Oh, they got the charge after the pass.
Fourth on Gibbs.
Well, that was a great setup, but terrific response defensively on the pass and negates A wide open knockdown.
The emotions of the Big East wearing on both sides. Creighton leads it by 6. Game summary, you take a look at the scoring. McDermott 10 in the second half. Rocky 12 of his points coming in the first half. Jamil Wilson close to a double-double for Marquette. Time for our New York Life keep good going stats. Rocky with the 14 points, McDermott with 18, doing what they do best. Wayne Larrabee, Bill Raftery, welcome back to Milwaukee. It's been an interesting ball game in that Marquette, for the most part, has played from behind. But every time they're about to get blown out of here, they reel them back in.
Yeah, I think Buzz has done some nice things. The three-quarter court press, they got intercept, go the other way. The matchup zone where they're switching, playing areas, and a lot of charges jumping up in the air by Creighton has helped. The big thing I think for Marquette is dribble drive. They're not a great deep shooting team. Look for the post up. If you don't, put it on the deck and get to that rim. What a crowd is vociferous.
Jamil Wilson, Derek Wilson, Todd Mayo, Chris O'Toole, Jake Thomas on the floor for Marquette. McDermott, Brooks, Chapman, Raggi,
nice job
and Manigat for Creighton.
Nice job by Manigat, forcing a deep catch on the floor.
Mayo, bumped by Brooks on the blow-by.
No question. Mayo's the guy. He understands time, score, his impact.
Marquette's last 4 hoops have come right at the rim. That's where Mayo was going when he was bumped. At the free throw line, Mayo, one of the better free throw shooters for this Creighton team at 81.6%.
This kid's a gamer. His eyes light up on the offensive end.
Hit the game-tying tray at Georgetown to push that contest into overtime, a game that Marquette eventually won.
Nice play.
Missed the second free throw. Back tap by O'Toole, but quick to the ball was Manigat.
He just didn't get enough on that slapback O'Toole.
5-point ball game. Creighton 1 field goal in the last 5 minutes.
They got the mismatch they want.
Yeah, they've got McDermott on the block against Derek Wilson. Eight to go. Chapman, McDermott, deep tray.
Oh, dagger! Big time delivery. Bails them out, and what a tough set defensively. Marquette had played fabulously.
21 for Doug McDermott, the nation's leading scorer at almost 26 points per game. 6.5 to go. Wilson penetrates off the front of the rim. O'Toole the rebound, and what do we have?
I got a foul. Nice job by him on the rebound. Well, you just need kids who can make plays. And how about this one? Wilson out just a little bit late, and Chapman making sure the big guy delivers a big-time knockdown. Woo!
Player of the Year candidate nationally, certainly in the Big East, but nationally, Doug McDermott. Devin Brooks committed the foul, and the first free throw is missed at the line by O'Toole.
I think you overheard me saying to Greg, you're going to be busy in April. He gave me that look. He's going to be going to a lot of banquets.
Yes.
With his son.
O'Toole just 57% for the free throw line. Does make 1 out of 2. 7-point lead, Creighton. Marquette in desperate need of a big win, a marquee win.
They need the same kind of effort defensively now, Marquette.
McDermott.
Wow, the closeout again. Not the balance, the position. You got to take that dribble path away.
15 in the second half for Doug McBuckets.
And Raggi, I think, with the giveaway. But how about this? Both hands equally adroit. The blow-by. That little footwork, triple threat position, you own him.
And he just moved past Elvin Hayes into 11th place on the all-time collegiate scoring list.
The Big E, prolific scorer.
As far as Creighton's concerned, the right man is getting to the free throw line. Chris O'Toole has made 2 out of 6.
Now you know if you're the opponent, you're going to squeeze and get the rebound. And conversely, if you're Marquette, anticipate the possibility. Here's the press again.
8-point lead for the Blue Jays. This is where Creighton's veteran leadership and experience comes through.
Now this is that little matchup they're running. Nice pass.
Martino unable to convert. Mayo stripped away by Menegas.
Great defensive maneuver.
Brooks the kick, Menegas. Chapman 3. Dagger. Oh my goodness. Cold-blooded dagger. Austin Chapman.
Manigat with the steal and then the extra pass to get the puppies organized. Woo. You're right. Big time delivery. Footwork. Hands. Unselfish. The extra dish. A little nylon in Milwaukee. Oh, Creighton on fire.
AT&T impossible feat. It took Coach John Wooden 16 seasons to win his first NCAA title with UCLA. But once he started, they came fast and frequent. Starting in 1964, the Wizard of Westwood won an incredible 10 championships in 12 seasons, including 7 straight from 1967 through 73. Creighton 72, Marquette 61. Fox College Hoop returns next as 4th-ranked Arizona takes on Utah with coverage beginning after our game. And it's all part of Speed Weeks right here on Fox Sports 1.
Regrouping now, solid defense necessary. Find the secret. Is it the post-up? Is it the pin down to get a look for Thomas? Or is it the dribble drive? Mayo on the floor, very capable of it. Wilson can get to the rim too.
Marquette had cut the deficit down to 5, 64-59. Then a McDermott three-pointer, a McDermott layup, and a Chapman dagger. 8-2 run restores an 11-point margin.
And Gardner on the floor, much better offensively in the low box, and they go cross screen for him. Now they got to get it to him. Nice job by Artino.
Mayo.
Tough.
Oh. Heel to the rim.
He and O'Toole had 2 right at the 10.
Can't ask for a better shot.
No.
Here's Chapman. McDermott.
Not afraid to make the extra pass. Look, he knows the mismatch. He knows. He just knows. Gardner at disadvantage.
25 for McDermott, Raph. 17 in the second half.
Big time step up.
Gardner tied up inside. I believe that's going to be on Artino.
4, I believe.
Yep. It is his 4th. 2 shots coming up at the line for Devontae Gardner, who's had a quiet night tonight with just 1 field goal.
He's got to be real active coming down the stretch, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
Big frame, great target.
I agree. If they're going to have any chance to get back into this thing, Gardner's going to have to be a big part of it. Good free throw shooter, 77.8%. Raggi in, Artino leaves. Foul trouble has been his undoing.
And now the danger you have is another threat deep. The matchup of the bigs is a dilemma.
Yeah, if you think the floor was spread with him on the bench, think about it now with him in the lineup.
No question.
1 out of 2 for Gardner. They needed both.
Mayo starts on McDermott.
Chapman. Chased by Wilson.
Oh, nice spin out.
Mayo doing a good job denying McDermott a touch. McDermott wanted it over the top, didn't get it. 5 to go on the shot clock.
Nice.
Rocky clears for 3.
The pump, the bite. Uncanny accuracy.
His 5th triple of the game, biggest lead of the game for Creighton, and a foul on the blow-by Derek Wilson. Timeout. Creighton closing in on its 22nd win.
Aaron Gordon had a double-double in Friday's double overtime loss at Arizona State. He and the Cats at Utah next. If Creighton Marquette isn't done in time, that one will begin on Fox Sports 2. Now back to Wayne and Raph in Milwaukee.
All right, thank you, Rob. 3:44 to go here. Biggest lead of the evening for Creighton. What about the Blue Jay resume? How high would you seed this team if they continue forward the way they're playing?
Well, you've got to think if they win the tournament, I think they got to be on the second line. That would be a guess. I'm going to
Second line?
Yeah, I'm going to hear from Steve Shear later. He'll tell me what little I do know. But they are a very difficult matchup. And as we all know, a lot of things take place.
Yep.
Seeding, where you're sent. But that guy's done a masterful job.
Hasn't he?
He sure has. Understated. Gentlemen, something I certainly can't relate to. But
you're too kind to yourself.
The team plays so unselfishly. 18 assists. They're up to 19 tonight, but they average 18. The extra pass.
What's killing Marquette now is they're 18 of 31 at the free throw line. 18 of 32.
Creighton has more playmakers, too. That's the big thing. Guys who can make a play coming down the stretch. Play with a lot of confidence, a looseness, nice give and go.
How about that?
How pretty is that?
Austin Chapman has 7.
Some old-time religion in that play.
The 11th ranked team in the nation pulling away. Thomas McDermott, a good closeout on him.
Nice job. Sloughing off.
That was Brooks helping out on the post.
Sure it was.
Thomas. Gardner puts it back.
They got to be really aggressive. Front.
For Gardner, only his 2nd field goal.
Nice cut. They got numbers if they want them. Smart, though.
Content to run some clock. Shot clock on the right side of your screen there. Blue Jays will probably wait till about 10 before they get serious.
Because I've been fortunate to be like this, just decimating right now. I've been fortunate enough to be in Omaha quite a few times this year. Those fans are phenomenal, but also the love they have with this team, and you can see why.
Yep.
They're just great affection. They play with dignity.
Nice drive by Mayo. Now the thing about Creighton, they get downright clinical. They operate a clinic on you after a while.
They sure do. Put you in the grinder.
Jake Thomas picks up the foul, his 3rd. And they're so good on the road, Raph. I mean, Marquette had closed within 5. The crowd was in the game and roaring. Never a flinch by the Blue Jays. Never a flinch. It was just kind of like, okay, we're going to put this together. This boom, boom, boom. And all of a sudden, they run off an 8-2 run, and they're back on top by double digits.
I don't know if they were upset with Creighton or the referees, the fans. So they got after them a little bit.
They did.
I thought the guys did a good job.
Not an easy game to officiate.
No,
this
it was
hard
strong.
fought.
Greg thought they would be a little more physical. I'm curious to speak to him about it later.
10 points now for Chapman. All 10 of his points coming in the last 7 minutes. As you mentioned, so many sources for Creighton to get scoring from. There's a block on Chapman, his 4th.
You don't want to foul.
Land Rover player of the game. Who else?
Doug McDermott. Quiet early, but kept on trucking. Busy.
Doug McDermott, our Land Rover player of the game.
The NBA, they used to give those dinner for 2s out when they interviewed the guy for the postgame. He'd be 30 pounds overweight.
I know. He'd be giving him away to his teammates. 1 out of 2 for Derek Wilson, but free throw shooting in the second half has not been good for Marquette. Under 2 minutes to go.
Got to get it over. Timeout.
You get a timeout called?
And here's everybody talks about this. They get a full 10 seconds when they inbound. Whereas in the NBA, no way.
There's a look at the Blue Jays' remaining schedule. That game at Xavier will be a tough one, and so will Georgetown. The Hoyas likely to be playing for a marquee win down the stretch. Providence took Villanova to double overtime last night.
Nobody runs away generally.
We mentioned coming in, this was such an important game for Marquette to get a marquee win. The only ranked team on their remaining schedule at the moment is Villanova.
This was big for them, no question about it. They were hoping to finish strong. Just such a solid team, Creighton. You know, the preparation we watched by Buzz, flawless.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But then when you go out and try and get set up against this team, they're always in the right spot. They don't hurt themselves. Value the ball, make free throws. Good decision makers.
Creighton shooting at a 61% clip for the game. 61%.
Average 80 and they're at 82.
Gibbs got a flyby from Mayo but left it short with the shot clock winding down. But Creighton's fine with that.
They got 1 out of 2 there. They didn't get the score, but they used plenty of clock.
Don't forget Arizona, Utah coming up next out of the Pac-12. Derek Wilson. Pressure in the backcourt.
I thought Rocky might shoot it from there.
Yes, he was in range.
Got that kind of range.
He's the kind of guy you've got to defend from the hotel lobby.
The step and go here. Pass and cut.
McDermott had a quiet first half with 8 points. He got most of his in the second half. He has his average 25 points. Look at the cut. 5 to go on the shot clock now.
Inside out with your 2 best players. How about that? Unselfish, and he called the play himself, Doug.
20 for Raggi. Mayo on the closeout by Gibbs. Gibbs picks up his 5th personal foul, and that'll send the veteran senior to the bench.
And he knows it wasn't one of those heady plays that he's typically involved in.
Will Artino comes in, replacing Gibbs. Grant finishing with 5 points tonight.
And McDermott, not much of a round of applause, but certainly deserved it. Some respect, though.
Yep. Mayo makes good on the first. 13 for Todd Mayo. And the rebound caroms over to Manigault. Creighton's 2 best shooting games of the season. 64% against Villanova, and they're up over 60% tonight.
Greg saying have style, and they do. They respond. Good, solid effort. And you had a play. Marquette was ready.
So the Creighton Blue Jays go to 22 and 4. 12 and 2 in the Big East. It is Creighton 85, Marquette 70. Now let's go to Rob Stone and Austin Crozier in Los Angeles.
Wayne Raff, thank you. Ford Fox College Hoops rolls on here on Fox Sports 1. It was an opportunity game for Marquette, an opportunity missed.
Yeah, I mean, another example of how good Creighton is offensively. Marquette, the 2nd best defensive team in the entire Big East Conference, yet Creighton still shot 62% from the field, 52% from the three-point line. But it's how unselfish they are as a team. 21 of their 28 field goals were assisted. This is clearly the best offensive team in the entire country.
Doug McDermott only 8 points in the first half, and then he turns it on in the second half. Rogge burns him in the first half, quiet in the second half. Always interesting.
For sure.
There's been an interesting night in college hoops. Number 1 has gone down. Number 4 in action now.